Hello everyone, welcome to The Renewed Mind. I am your host, Joy Ajayi. In our last episode, we started talking extensively on the mindfulness and meditation of Christianity, and in this episode, we are going to continue from where we stopped. In our last episode, we spoke on two sections of our topic, and these sections were clearing the confusion and the biblical foundations of meditation. Today, we are going to be looking at the third section, which is the Christian forms of meditation. Now that we've seen how meditation is rooted in the scripture, let's talk about how we can actually practice it in our daily lives. Because while it is beautiful to know that David meditated on God's law, or that Jesus withdrew to quiet places, many of us still ask, okay, but how do I do that today? The truth is, Christian meditation doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need special music, candles, or even a quiet monastery. What you need is intentionality, a desire to be present with God and to make space for His presence to speak into your stillness. So first of all, we have Lectio Divina, which is known as divine reading. Let's begin with a beautiful ancient practice from the early church called Lectio Divina, which means divine reading. It's not Bible study, it's not even devotional reading. It is prayerful meditative reflection on a passage of scripture. Lectio Divina has 4 simple movements, which is step 1, Lectio, which is to read. You slowly read a short passage of scripture and let the words wash over you. No rush. Step 2, we have meditatio, which is to reflect. You gently reflect. You ask yourself some questions. What stands out to me? What phrase is speaking to my heart? Is there something God might be highlighting? Step 3, we have oratio, which is to respond. In this step, we are to talk to God, to respond in prayer, thanksgiving. We ask God questions and we sit with Him. Step 4, which is contemplatio, and this means to rest. Now, you simply rest. You stop thinking. You just rest in God's presence and let Him minister to your spirit. Lectio Divina is one of the most accessible and deeply spiritual forms of Christian meditation. You could do it with either Psalm 23, John 15, or even a single verse. The second one is centering prayer, which is another powerful practice. This practice has to do with silent communion with God. It's about letting go of distractions and gently returning to God's presence with a sacred word. Here's how it works. You choose a simple word like peace, grace, or Jesus. You sit quietly for about 5 to 20 minutes. Every time your mind wanders, which it will, you gently return to your word as a reminder that God is here. It's not about having no thoughts, it's about having a focus. Centering prayer is a kind of spiritual breathing room, and the more we practice it, the more sensitive we become to the nearness of God, even in busy moments. The third one is breath prayer. This is one of my personal favorites, breath prayer. It is simple, portable, and calming. You pair a short prayer with the rhythm of your breathing. For example, inhale, be still. You exhale and know that I am God. So, when you inhale, what comes to your mind is be still. And when you exhale, the next thing that comes to your mind is and know that I am God. Or we can inhale and recite Jesus, the Son of God, and exhale and say, have mercy on me. You can pray this while driving, washing dishes, walking, sitting in silence. It anchors your attention in God and centers your heart in His presence. The fourth one is Christian mindfulness in everyday life. Let's talk about something very practical, which is the mindful awareness of God throughout our day. You don't have to be in a chapel to meditate. You can be fully present with God while drinking your morning tea or coffee, watching the rain, taking a walk in silence, pausing to give thanks in the middle of chores. Jesus lived a fully present life. He noticed people, he noticed beauty, and he noticed the Father's will in every moment. Christian mindfulness is simply the practice of doing the same, which is noticing God in ordinary moments. So there you have it. 4 beautiful ways to practice Christian meditation, which is Lectio Divina, meditating on the scripture, centering prayer, which is resting silently in God's presence. The third one is breath prayer, which is aligning your breath and spirit with a short sacred phrase. And the fourth one, which is the last but not the least, is mindful awareness, which is practicing God's presence in your daily lives. These aren't mystical or elite. They are simple ways to slow down and be with God. And the good news, you don't have to get it perfect. Every quiet moment with God is a step towards peace, clarity, and spiritual renewal. In our next section, I will share how the early Christians, especially the desert fathers and mothers, embraced silence and meditation as central to their walk with God. We will look at how stillness became a form of worship and how their ancient wisdom can speak into our modern chaos. And that's all for today. I would like to thank our listeners and subscribers out there for staying throughout on this episode. Please do not forget to comment, click the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you.